subject of this blog is, what is a good companion, partner, significant other? What makes a good stud? What makes a good woman? When you imagine what a good woman is, my pastor hit on it a little bit a couple Sundays ago. Might have just been last Sunday, I don't know. But it's almost like when you think of the perfect woman, femme, you get in your mind like a Claire Huxtable type thing. You know, she works, she cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the kids. Okay, but the reality is your mom isn't much like that. More than likely, your mom, she went to work, she came home, she cooked, clean, but in the middle of all that, she was, if you don't get yo, or throwing bricks, not bricks, but shoes at you or whatever, or, you're constantly calling her name and she doesn't answer type thing. Mommy, Stewie. Um, Basically, our moms are not Claire Huxtable. I mean, if that's you, power to the people, you know what I mean? But at the same time, in relationships, I think we are looking for that Claire Huxtable, Bill Cosby type um, clone. There is no perfect person. You really need to start. I'm not even going to tell you guys what to do. I'm just going to tell you what I've been doing. Because the conundrum is, I would like to get married someday. But I can't do that with the way things are going in my community. There's a 50-50 chance that it could happen for me. However, there's also a 50-50 chance that marriage will ever become legal. I have to say that I'm 50-50 on it myself, because on one half of the scale, you have all of these gay people, lesbians, bisexuals, you have people sleeping around, you have people going through 30, 60-day relationships. People no longer know how to commit. They don't know how to have a relationship. They don't know how to maintain them. I blame a lot of that on the parenting skills. Not saying that you had a bad parent, because I didn't have any bad parents. I mean, parents are parents. Every family is dysfunctional in its own way. However, once you become of age and there's times where you need that, let's just say I have siblings. Well, my siblings can go to my parents for relationship advice. They always have been able to. Me, on the other hand, it wasn't until maybe 5 years ago that my parents even was able to conversate with me about a girlfriend problem I may be having or issue in my relationship. It took for them to see me get hurt so many times for them to really step their game up and try to make some sense out of what I was going through. Whether it be realizing that the person isn't for you, or learning how to communicate, or learning the right way to communicate, or learning how to pray within your relationship, about your relationship, during your relationship, together in the relationship. Those were things that were left out earlier on because my parents didn't know how to relate to me. Because me being a lesbian was such a conundrum for them that they couldn't really feel as though they could relate to me. But they had to see me go through pain in order to bring themselves down to a level and say, hey, my daughter's hurting too much. Let me see if I can help her a little bit. But not every parent's going to be like that. I have friends whose parents have known they're gay all their lives, and they're like going into their 30s, and their parents are still putting down pictures of, them and their lovers when company comes. And the company is relatives that already know, but they're still embarrassed about it. They're still unable to relate to it. But behind closed doors, they kind of just accept their children. So on the other half of that, I have to say, the other 50% of me is all for marriage, because I believe in some respect that if you realize that once you're committing to a person, that there's more at stake than just some of your time, that we will all really take time to really sit and converse about things, not just about what we like, not just about the things we like to do, or our hobbies, or our jobs, because none of those things are who you are. They are a part of who you are, but they're not who you are. We need to start sitting down and discussing all of our scars, all of our passions. What is your purpose? There are certain things that we need to discuss that we seem to never really discuss. And I'm saying never because in the past 4 relationships that I've been in, those those type of things didn't come up, and when they did, it was only for like a few minutes, and then we switched the subject, or they switched the subject, them or I, it didn't matter. But at the same time, I really feel like marriage could help us. I feel like there would be a lot less hurt souls out there so often. I'm not saying that all the marriages are going to work. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that the first person you marry is going to be the one. I'm just saying, can we calm down a little bit? Can we tone down the whorishness? Can we tone down falling in love in 2 weeks and not even knowing where the person lives? Can we tone down saying I love you every 20 minutes that we're on the phone and we don't even know their middle name, birthday, their mom's name, never met the parents, can't even meet a sister? I mean, like, really? And when you come across a person like me, who can take you around their family, take you to their church, take you everywhere they go because they're out and open, embrace it. Embrace it, and if you can't do it with your family, adopt it. Adopt them as your family. Take it in. Take in the advice. Take in the elders that are trying to help you. Hug them. Hold them. Nourish that relationship. Because in my family, if I've introduced you to someone in my family, whether we work it out, whether we make it, they'll still be asking about you. You know, they'll be like, why they don't come visit type thing. You know, that's just who my family is. I come from a family that loves like Christ. We love, live, forget. Well, forgive. They never forget, but we always forgive. Like, we can argue right now and in 20 minutes, like, still have another different kind of conversation. I'm not really getting that vibe from the majority of the people I come across. So, like I said, I'm 50-50 on marriage. 50% of me says we can't get married because they think that we're just a wild pack of animals right now. Just, you know, going from partner to partner to partner to partner, which is very true. And at the same time, there's a very few handfuls of us that can maintain a marriage and that can understand what's at stake if you were to make that move. You know, it's not like moving into an apartment with someone and when the lease is up, you can go your own ways. It's not like moving into somebody else's home and when you get sick and tired, you can just go. When are you going to sit down and say, you know what, there's really not much out there because I've seen it all, done it all, and really say, you know, it's time to settle down. It's time to just kind of like see what it's like to open up to one person and let that one person really know who I am. Scars, flaws, all that. What are you going to do? Are you guys gonna continue to hinder the ability for them to even consider giving us marriage rights, licenses, privileges? Or are we going to do it like the civil rights movement where they give us our freedom and then we just go crazy and abuse the fact that we have that freedom? I mean, it's really up to us, don't you think? Just something to think about.